Hey cuties, and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new. I'm Cora and today I am back with a huge CC haul. I have over 200 items to share with you guys for both your male and female Sims. If you enjoy today's video and you want to see more CC related videos, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell if you have not already. I upload CC related videos every week, so you have come to the right place if you are a CC addict like all of us here. As always in these videos, I added categories and numbers to make things easier for you guys. You can find links to everything in the description down below. There's a link that will take you to a Google Doc and a link that will take you to my Tumblr. Both of those have all of the CC links on. As always, again, with these videos, we're going to be here for a hot minute, especially today, going through 200 CC items. It takes a while to show you all of these things in detail, and there is some beautiful wow, okay, my brain just kind of cut me off right there. There's some really beautiful items here today. I also really enjoy the male items that we got from today's CC haul, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, grab a snack, grab a drink, let's just sit back, relax, talk about life. There's kind of a lot I can talk about. It was really cute actually, because in a few previous videos I have talked about my university right now and having like an exam, a statistics exam coming up that I was not looking forward to. Let me tell you that. Currently we have only open book exams at my university, which means you don't go in to take the test because of the big C. You stay at home and you do the exam from home, and open book just means you are allowed to use all of the information that you have collected for yourself throughout this year. You could have a book open or your Word document or whatever, and in theory that sounds great and it sounds like it would be a very easy exam, but because they do this, they also make the exams so much harder, and oh my god, it's just so complicated. Every question I read, I was like, I don't even know what you want from me. And my best friend also took the exam, and she was like, at the end of it, when we talked about it, when we were both done, she was just like, oh my god, I was freaking out, like I never knew what to do and blah blah blah. And it was a big, like, it wasn't even, it shouldn't have been a hard exam. It's only the second exam in this course that I'm studying, but oh boy, it has been it has been a bit of a ride, and I was just so worried that I failed, because throughout the following days, I think we got the results 2 weeks or something after I wrote the exam, and throughout the following days of that, they have shared some like statistics of how many people failed, and I think 800-ish people took the test and 300-ish people failed it, which speaks volumes. I think maybe it wasn't the correct numbers. I definitely remember that 25% of all people, so every fourth person failed this test, and when I saw that I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have failed. But got my results. I was so nervous, almost peed my pants, and my boyfriend was here. He visited me for a few days, and he was here when I got the results, and he was just like, you're gonna be fine. And I was like, no, I'm gonna have to retake the test. And I just couldn't have made myself do it again. Like, this whole statistics thing has just been so boring and draining and complicated and not interesting at all, and it was just a bit of a hell ride for me this last semester. And I got my results, I checked, and I did not fail. I didn't even get through with the worst grade that you could possibly pass with. I did okay, considering. I didn't get a great mark, but I did not expect that at all. I also definitely did not study enough, because I started way too late in the semester. Yes, memo to myself. Hello Cora, hello future Cora, please start university work when you're supposed to do it, and don't do it like 4 weeks prior to the exam. This is not gonna go well for a long time. It's the worst. I always start way too late and I stress myself out, and then I kind of get by. I don't even know how, but we did it. Don't ever want to talk about statistics ever again. It's weird because I loved math at school, but holy poop, at uni it's just a whole different level, and I don't even want to talk about it any longer. And then, as many of you probably also know, hold on, I didn't say that a lot of people ask me if I passed my exam. That's how I started this whole story. A lot of people, or a few people, I don't know, a decent amount of people asked me how the exam went, and it made me really happy. And I thought it was really cute that so many people remembered that I had an exam coming up. And yeah, just to fill you guys who are wondering in, I did pass my exam. I'm very proud of myself. And let's get into some more positive things. As many of you probably know, I have been fostering cats for like a little over a year now, I think. And I have just recently, I don't even know how to call it, found a new home, I guess. I mean, I didn't do it. The organization found the new home. I was just in contact with the people who got the cats that I previously fostered. There were two very cute babies, especially the younger one. He was called Hellboy, or he still is called Hellboy. Is the cutest little cat you could ever imagine. He followed me around the house everywhere. Like everywhere I went, he was there. He always laid down like in the weirdest spots, just on the floor randomly, like in the middle of the kitchen, and everyone had to step over him. He was just so trusting and so cute, and I miss him so much. But we actually found a really cute home for him. It's this like very nerdy couple, and oh my god, I loved it. And the girl keeps sending me pictures of the two and fills me in, and you know, they've said that we will get together and like we can see the cats again and hang out and stay in touch. And it was just very nice and comforting to know that they found a home where I could also still see them or be in contact and get a lot of information, because the first cats we had here that we fostered, the very first foster cats ever, we gave them to this small family with like a mom and her two kids. One kid is like technically moved out, but you know, so mom and her son pretty much. And just because the mom is older, I don't feel as comfortable like talking to her on WhatsApp or whatever and just being like, hey, send me more pictures, or like, you know, just small talk about the cats. But with this younger couple, they're like around my age, and she's a bit younger. She's 21, I think, and he's 26. And it was just so nice to be able to talk to them a lot, and she sends me a lot of pictures and just tells me what they have been up to, and it just feels so much more like organic and natural, and just like it just feels good to give the cats there. It's also a bit stressful, obviously. Oh my god, the day we took them to the new home, because technically they could, because I did go to their place and check that everything was okay and that everything was secure for the cats to move in. And a week later, we drove them to that place, to their new home. Technically they could come and pick them up, but I just think it's much nicer for the cats if a person who they know, you know, takes them to their new home. And then also, I don't think the new cat parents, don't get associated with the, you know, troublesome, just horrifying experience of leaving one place and going to the next. You know, it's just all on me, and then they can hate me for like catching them, putting them in a box, take them outside. But let me tell you this, my parents have a fairly old car. We've always had old cars. It's just a thing my family does. Technically, we don't really need a car because we live in Berlin. But, you know, my stepdad has a thing for older cars. So we have this old car. It's not even anything special. It's just an old car. And I asked him if I could borrow it to drive the cars into their new home. It wasn't that far away. It's only like a 15 to 20 minute-ish drive, if even. I think it was more like 10 to 15 minutes. And I walked down the street with the cats, and my boyfriend was luckily there as well. Otherwise, it would have been very annoying to carry two cats and go through all of this stuff that I'm just going to tell you about now. We went to the garage to my parents where their car is. It's only like a few meters from us. It's just down the street pretty much. So walked with the cats, you know, went into the garage, sat in the car, and the car doesn't turn on. Yes, I know. The battery. So I called my mom because they have another old car in the same garage. I was like, yeah, can you kickstart my car? And she was like, oh, I don't know. I haven't ever done it, kind of thing. And we have done it with two cars recently. So I was like, come on, like, we can do this. It was just like usually my stepdad who did it, but we were all around. So technically we knew how to do it. Okay. And she was like, yeah, let me call your stepdad, because he wasn't there. He was like out of town. And she called him and she was like, yeah, can we do this, blah, blah, blah. And he said that that car doesn't have a battery right now because it's a convertible, and they only drive it in summer or like to vacations or something. This sounds like my parents are really rich and only like old cars. Like, they're not. They're just like... they're just normal people. But yeah, he said we can't do it with that. So I was like, okay, crap, what do we do? Like, I'm in the garage with two cats. and I need to take them somewhere, and I can't take a bus or walk them because how stressful would that be for the poor little kitties. So I called my sister. She didn't pick up for the longest time. So I was like, okay, we either have to take like an Uber or the train, which I didn't want to do at all. So either an Uber or a taxi or something. And my boyfriend didn't grab his phone. So we walked back to my place so he could take his phone to show proof of vaccination, because you need that in public transport and probably in cars, like in Ubers and taxis as well. We didn't know that. So he picked, like, we went back, he went up the can't talk today, can I? The 4 floors where we live on the 4th floor, you know, and he walks up, he comes back down with like literally everything you could imagine. He was like, oh yeah, I didn't know like how long it's gonna take. Comes down with everything, big backpack of everything. And then he's like, oh, I forgot my phone. Oh my God. Could have killed him at that moment. I was just sitting down there with like the poor little cats, you know, just waiting. Meanwhile, also some neighbors came. It was funny because one older lady spoke English, because I think the neighbors on the 2nd floor, the husband is English, so I think it might have been his mom, and then some kids, and they were all looking at the cats, and then she started chatting about her cats at home, and I was like, oh yeah, this is all very nice, but I just kind of want to get going, you know. I don't want to stress these cats out anymore. I think she probably thought we adopted cats, because we were like on our way in with them rather than out. And it was also a Sunday, so it wasn't like we would have gone to a vet's unless they were like very sick, obviously, and we would have gone to a clinic. But whatever, I didn't even want to talk about this. I had the idea of like actually renting a car, because in big cities here we have these rental cars that are like everywhere, and you have an app and you can just sign up to it with like your driver's license and your passport, and then you sign up for it, and then you can pretty much just rent any car through your phone, and then you just stand next to it and unlock the doors via the app, which is crazy. Welcome to the future, I know. I'm sure that most people who live in capital cities or bigger cities will be familiar with that, but I feel like maybe some people who live in like smaller villages or in different countries where it isn't a thing will be like, oh, okay, crazy. I thought it was crazy because I haven't done it before, because obviously I always have access to my stepdad's car if I really need it, and I don't really need a car unless I drive cats around town. So yeah, it was all very stressful, but we arrived, the cats settled in nicely. They're very confident little cats, so it wasn't a big issue. Like, I knew they would be fine. I was the one who wasn't fine. I was sobbing like a baby, and then all of the stress of not knowing how to transport them was just like even worse. But it was actually fun to rent that car, and it's a good option, because if we would have actually gone by bus, which I would have never done, it would have almost been the same price for both of us to go back and forth. And you know, it was only, I think, 10 euros, a bit over 10 euros, like 10 euros and 80 cents or something, for both ways of like a 30-minute drive, I think altogether it was. So it was very cheap. I was very excited. A taxi would have been more expensive as well, and we just kind of, it was also the last full day of my boyfriend being here, so you know, we just had a bath after that and like just kind of relaxed and didn't do anything. We ordered pizza. It was very nice. I love pizza. And it's just, it was just a bit annoying because we didn't think it would all take so long. I felt bad for the cats, but yeah, I knew that new foster cats would arrive on the 25th of March, so I knew that I was going to be without cats for a long while, and then my boyfriend left to go back to England the following day, so I was like sobbing and being very upset. And then the person from the organization who takes care of all the cats and stuff, she messaged me saying that there is a cat who really needs a new home, because they have actually found a home, because they work with like Spanish cats and Spanish shelters and stuff to get them into homes here in Germany. And she said that this cat came from Germany 4 years ago, or 5, probably 5, because he is 5 years old, 5 years ago, and went into a family with his brother. And then the woman down the road at some point got a third cat from another organization. And then she said that this cat that we are talking about now, that he caused trouble and was like aggressive towards the other cats, and she can't keep him anymore and he needs to leave. So on Wednesday this week, so like on the 9th, I believe, of March, he arrived here very late, 4 hours later than he should have, due to like traffic and stuff. I didn't drive, someone else drove him. because he came from like the south of Berlin, of Germany, which should have only been like a 4 hour-ish drive, but it ended up being more to like closer to like 7, I think, which obviously for him was like very traumatic. And everything in his box smelled like smoke, which is, you know, if you have pets, please, and you smoke, please go outside to smoke, because they also passively consume it and it's very bad for them as well. So please don't do that, you know. So everything smelled like smoke, and I was expecting a very confident cat, because usually cats that are aggressive, you know, are very territorial, very confident, very playful. A lot of times people just don't play with their cats enough, so they kind of need to let out some steam and like leave off all of the energy and produce it onto the other cats, and then just like start hunting them and way too aggressively because they have so much energy. But if you play with them regularly, they would actually calm down and stop doing that. But it was also weird, you know, like a lot of different behaviors. She said he seeks human interaction, but he doesn't play or likes to be pet. So it's just a bit weird. And he arrived here, I didn't know what to expect. Sometimes people who give back their cats to organizations or shelters, I feel like don't really tell you the whole truth. So who knows what really went on. But when he was here, he was just the shyest little thing. He went straight under the bed. I talked to him a little bit, you know, I just made sure he knows that people are here. I just talked to him very calmly. I blinked at him a few times and he actually blinked back, and I was like, okay, so he does trust people. Then later on, he went into like our cat room that we have and just sat, there's like a little shelf, and he sat in there. So I got a little cave, I don't know, it's just a little box that you can put in those typical IKEA shelves for cats, you know, where they can get comfy, and it has a pillow in it, and it's kind of like a little cave. And he sat in that. So I like talked to him again, and then I started petting him, and he just really warmed up to me. When I pet him, he was just like purring. It's just the most quiet purr ever, very quiet, but he let me touch him everywhere. Like I stroked his whole body and his head, and he didn't show any signs of aggression, which I thought was really weird for a cat who's supposed to be very aggressive towards other cats, because he didn't start claiming any territory or anything. He was a or he still is a very insecure cat. If he did start things with the other cats, I would say from my perspective it's because he is very insecure and the other cats don't listen to him when he wants them to stop something. So maybe he just reacts with like aggression straight away because he has learned that they don't leave him alone otherwise. But he is very insecure, like super insecure. We had 2 different sets of foster cats now. They were always together. This one obviously is alone now. It would be wonderful to find him another friend who he could live with, but the current plan is to find a home for him that has the possibility for him to go out, and then there will be other cats around, you know, so he can be alone at his home but meet other cats, because it's obviously always a risk to include another cat in your household, especially if you don't know how friendly he is. To humans, he's very friendly. Apparently the old owner said he doesn't like strangers, and I obviously was the biggest stranger I could have ever been. Like I just put him in my house, and then I was like, yeah, hey, you live here now. And when he was in that little cave, I kind of, by stroking him, cut off his only route of escape, right? So I would have either assumed him to run away or give me some signs of aggression, you know, like growling, hissing, putting his ears back, something, or twitching when I stroke him, just something, you know. He didn't do any of that. He's just very, very cute. He loves human affection, which is really cute, but he's so shy. Like, bless his little soul, it's Friday when I record this, and when you watch this, and for the last 2 days, he's just been sitting in various corners of the room and under the bed and near the window behind a curtain, you know. He's just very scared. He doesn't eat well. Yesterday I talked to him for like half an hour and stroked him, and you know, I gave him a lot of words of affirmation and instilled some confidence in him, and he ate like a little bit of his dry food then, but not much. And it was just so sad to see how sad he is. He must be so confused, and it breaks my heart to hear stories like that. And I wish that there would have been like another way to make things better at his house, but I think the ex-owner was very adamant about him leaving. And I don't know, I feel like he's just a very cute but insecure cat. He doesn't even want to eat tuna. I got some tuna for him today, I did want to leave the house today, but I could not be bothered. Oh my god, but I knew I needed some tuna for him to try if he would eat that, because usually cats warm up to that way more. Like they're just like, okay, yeah, tuna is so good, I just need to come out and eat. But he didn't, and I was like, I couldn't leave the house. I was like, I don't feel well today, so I was like, I'm not leaving the house. But luckily here we have like these deliveries that are here within like 15 minutes, and I just ordered some tuna for him. Spent way too much money on it, but you know, then he didn't eat it, and I was like, wow, it wasn't even worth it. But it's good because now I have some in the house when we have more foster cats and they're kind of shy, so that will be good. But I just hope that he, you know, warms up fast, that he feels confident and that he feels happy here until we can find him a good home. He's the sweetest little thing ever. I'm used to, you know, with like fostering cats and also cats of other people I know, I'm used to cats who aren't always willing to be pet and like aren't always willing to interact with you and just kind of, you know, show you if you do something that they don't want. And especially with these cats from Spain, I've noticed a lot that they're like nibbling on your hands and stuff like that, and the bites can get quite harsh, you know, not that they mean to harm you, but just a playful thingy. And he doesn't do anything. He doesn't scratch, he doesn't bite, he doesn't growl, he doesn't hiss, he doesn't get scared when I look at him. Like earlier this morning I found him behind a curtain just on the windowsill, and he was just sitting there looking out, and as I approached he didn't run away or looked at me scared or anything. He just let me pet him and started purring and kneading a little bit, and it's just so cute, and I just want him to be okay, you know. And he's this really big cat. It's really interesting because before, I think because a lot of them have been found on the streets and weren't fed properly, they have been like malnourished throughout their like kitten years, or kitten month rather, so I don't think they ever grew up to a normal sized cat, so they were very small, especially if the first two girls were tiny. And he's just like a normal sized, even like a little bit large-ish cat, and it's just so cute. I don't know, he's just like a really big red cat and very, very, very handsome. And yeah, if you have fostered before and you had a very insecure cat, let me know what you did to kind of, you know, make them feel more confident. I'll try to play with him a little bit as well, but he's definitely not ready for that. So if you have, you know, a little secret weapon to help little cats out, let me know. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video today. We are getting to an end here. I hope you liked all of the male custom content, because there was a lot of it, and I was just really excited to share it with you guys, because I know that we always lack male CC, but there was like a big pack by Adrian Pastel, who I recently found out is from the Ukraine, and I signed up for his PayPal. I can't sign up to all the PayPals because I don't have enough money, guys, but I would. But I saw that he's from the Ukraine, and I thought, you know, if you guys are still listening and you want to do something to support, sign up to his PayPal. He always creates beautiful custom content, and if you have a few euros or dollars or whatever to spare, you know, check it out, go over there, spend some support. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you all next time. Bye!